Very good morning. Today I will start muscles of hind limb. So let them others to join. I think it is
Good morning, sir.
45. Okay, muscles. Just a minute. Sacral plexus. Keep that on the mouth. Iliopsoas. Three. Os. Those official letter. Muscles of hind limb. Shit. So are you able to see the PPT? Are you able to hear me? Just a minute. So and then there are you can divide. My voice is not on internet problem. Okay, stop sharing. Now you are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is it visible? Slide is visible?
No, sir.
Just a minute. I will share my screen. Share it. Now I think it is visible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the hind limb, you can divide the whole hind limb into different regions. So the first region is the that is formed by the hip bone and the femur, that is called as hip and thigh region. So hip and thigh region, you can divide the muscles into three parts. The muscles which lies over the lateral aspect are the muscles of the lateral aspect. The muscles which lies over the medial aspect is the muscle of the medial aspect. And the muscles which lies over the anterior aspect, so these muscles are called as muscles of the anterior aspect. Okay. Then muscles of leg and foot region. So leg and foot region, it is formed by the tibia. It will be followed by the tarsal bones, and there will be metatarsus. It will be followed by the digits. So the muscles which lies over the tibia, tarsal, fibula, metatarsus, and phalanges, these are called as muscles of the leg and foot. Then first thing is muscles of the hip and thigh. Okay. So muscles of the hip and thigh, the muscles which are present over the lateral aspect means outer aspect of the hip bone. These muscles are the tensor fasciae lata, then gluteus muscle, then biceps femoris muscle, and semitendinosus muscle. Okay, so there are four muscles, as I already told you in the previous slide. The muscles of the hind limb you can divide into two parts as a muscle of hip and thigh and muscle of leg and foot region. So in the hip and thigh, the muscles are located over the lateral aspect, medial aspect, and the anterior aspect. Okay, so on the lateral aspect, you will find four muscles, and these muscles are the tensor fasciae lata, gluteus muscle, biceps femoris muscle, and semitendinosus. Okay, and this gluteus muscle you can divide into two parts as a middle gluteus and deep gluteus. Okay, middle gluteus and deep gluteus. This middle gluteus is called as gluteus medius, and the deep gluteus is called as gluteus profundus. Then the muscles which are located over the medial aspect, you can divide these muscles into the three layers. So when you will remove one by one layer, okay. So in the first layer, you can recall like this. You will find sartorius and gracilis, sartorius and gracilis, and in the second layer, you will find PAS. Okay, pars. Okay, pars means pectineus, adductor, and semi-membranosus. In previous slide, the muscle was semitendinosus. Here, you will find the muscle named in the pars, that is pectineus, adductor, and semi-membranosus. And when you will remove these two layers, first and second layer, then there will be third layer. So in this you will find four muscles as a quadratus femoris, obturator externus, obturator internus, and gemellus muscle. Okay, so you can recall the medial aspect or muscles of the medial aspect as they are in the three layers, and the muscles are 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then muscles of the anterior aspect. So over the anterior aspect of the thigh, okay, anterior aspect of the thigh, you will find two muscles as a quadriceps femoris and articularis genus. Quadriceps femoris and articularis genus. So this quadriceps femoris consists of four muscles, means four parts. So rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedius. Okay, and there is a small muscle that is called as articularis genus. So these are the muscles of the hip and thigh region. Then in the leg and foot region, if you will see in the leg and foot region, there is the muscles are divided into two groups. That is, one is dorsolateral group and one is called as plantar group. Okay. So in the dorsolateral group, the first muscle is complex muscle, and this complex muscle consists of three parts, that is peroneus tertius, long digital extensor, and medial digital extensor. The second muscle is tibialis anterior. These are the muscles of the leg and foot. Okay, those are present over the tibia fibula and followed by the tarsal metatarsus. Okay, so second muscle is tibialis anterior. So it is also called as tibialis anticus. The third muscle is peroneus longus. Then the fourth muscle is lateral distal extensor, and fifth muscle is extensor digitalis brevis. So these muscles are present on the dorsolateral group of leg and foot region. The last muscles which are present over the plantar aspect of the leg and foot region are these are present in the two layers, that is superficial layer and the deep layer. So in the superficial layer, you will find gastrocnemius, then soleus, then superficial distal extensor, and in the deep layer, you will find popliteus and deep digital flexor. So this is general outline that the muscles of the hind limb, they are usually divided into two groups as a muscle of the hip and thigh. Then hip and thigh muscles, they are medial aspect, lateral aspect, and the anterior aspect. And the muscles of the leg and foot, they are present in the dorsolateral aspect and the plantar aspect. So one by one, we will go in the detail. Now I'm telling you that this region is consist of hip and thigh. So lateral muscles of the hip, they will be present here, and behind it there will be medial aspect of the hip. And anterior aspect of the thigh is this one, so you will find the anterior aspect of these muscles. And this whole region is called as leg and foot region. So dorsolateral aspect means dorsolateral aspect muscle you will find here, and plantar muscles you will find this side. This whole is called as plantar. Then first is muscles of the lateral aspect. As I already told you, the muscles of the lateral aspect, they are 4 in number. These are the tensor fasciae lata, and gluteus muscle is divided into two parts as a middle gluteus and the deep gluteus. The middle gluteus is also called as gluteus medius, and the deep gluteus is also called as gluteus profundus. Then there will be one more muscle, that is biceps femoris. The last muscle is the semitendinosus. So one by one, we will go in the detail about these muscles. So as you know, this whole is the lateral aspect. So these muscles which are present here, these are the mainly the one by one. If you will see, just a minute, stop sharing. 1 minute, discard. Okay, so are you able to see the slide? Oh, I have stopped sharing, I think. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay, so these are the muscles of the lateral aspect, and these muscles of the lateral aspect, if you will see here, these muscles are located serially. Okay, so this is the number 1, this is the number 2, this is the number 3, and this is the number 4. Okay, so as I already told you, these muscles are the tensor fasciae lata, then gluteus muscle, then there will be third muscle is the biceps femoris muscle, and fourth muscle is the semitendinosus. So on the lateral aspect, 1, 2, 3, 4, you will find these muscles. So first muscle is the tensor fasciae lata, and this tensor fasciae lata, if you will see here, the origin is the lateral angle of the ilium. Okay, so it originates from the lateral angle of the ilium, and it goes and inserts over the lateral patellar ligament of the stifle joint. You can see here the patella will be here, and I already told you that there are three ligaments in the patella. So first ligament is the medial ligament, then middle ligament, and then lateral ligament. So this tensor fascia lata, it originates from the lateral angle of the ilium and inserts over the lateral patellar ligament of the stifle joint. As you know, stifle joint is mainly formed by the distal extremity of the femur, usually by the condyles and trochlea, then proximal extremity of the tibia and fibula, and anteriorly there is one more bone that is the largest sigmoid bone of the body, that is called as patella. This patella consists of three ligaments, medial to lateral, and these ligaments are the medial, middle. Yes. These three. Yes.
So one student is trying to join, sir. Sonam Chamo Bhutia. Please accept her, sir.
I am not able to hear you properly. This is the problem they used to. Actually, this is automatic join, na? Wait. Now I think they have joined. Okay, I think they have joined, yes. So are you able to hear this again slide?
Yes, sir.
So this tensor fascia lata, it is first muscle in the serial of the four muscles, and this originates from the lateral angle of the ilium, and it going to insert over the lateral patellar ligament of the stifle joint. I already told you that there are three ligaments in the patella, that is medial, middle, and lateral ligament. So these three ligaments are located medial to laterally, okay, and there is one more ligament in the middle. So the action of the tensor fascia lata is to tense the fascia of the muscles and flex the hip joint and extend the stifle joint. Okay. Then you can see here, I already told you that this muscle is the tensor fascia lata, number one, followed by this is the gluteus muscle, and this is the biceps femoris, and this is the semitendinosus. Then number second is the gluteus muscle, and this gluteus muscle is divided into two muscles, that is middle gluteus and the deep gluteus. Okay, superficial gluteus muscle is absent in case of the ox. Okay, superficial gluteus muscle is absent in case of the ox. That's why there are two muscles, that is middle gluteus and the deep gluteus. This middle gluteus is also called as gluteus medius, and this middle gluteus muscle is larger of the two gluteal muscles, and it covers greater part of the gluteal surface. As you know, the lateral surface is divided into two parts as a gluteus surface and the iliac surface in the ilium, and it is partially covered by the biceps femoris and the superficial biceps femoris muscle that is present behind the gluteus muscle. So what is the origin? If you will see here, the origin is the same as the previous one, that is lateral angle of the ilium. Just a minute. So it originates from the lateral angle of the ilium, some part of the sacroischiatic ligament and gluteal surface of the ilium. Okay, so there are three origin, and the insertion, it is going to be inserted in the, it is going to be inserted into three branches. And these three branches are the anterior, middle, and posterior. So you can see here, this is the anterior branch, and this is the middle branch, and this is the posterior branch by the three ligaments. So this anterior is by short tendon above the trochanter major. As you know, the trochanter major is present in the proximal extremity of the femur. The middle by strong tendon, it inserts over the summit of the trochanter major. Okay, here will be the summit of the trochanter major. And the posterior branch, it inserts over the trochanteric ridge. So whole lump sum, this middle gluteus muscle is somewhat going to be inserts over the trochanter major. Okay, trochanter major, summit of the trochanter major, and the trochanteric ridge. Then what are the action of these muscles? So middle gluteus muscles help in the to extend the hip joint, and it also help in the abduction of the limb and assist in the kicking and propulsion. So this is about the middle gluteus. It originates from the lateral angle of the, means 3 origin and 3 insertion. Now number 2, that is part of the gluteus muscle. So this is the deep gluteus. So this deep gluteus muscle is originated from it is a very long muscle. However, it is not larger as compared to the middle gluteus, and the origin is from the ventral surface of the tuber ischii. So the ventral surface of the tuber ischii, actually, okay, ventral surface of the tuber ischii, okay, and this is going to be inserted over a tubercle that is present below the base of the trochanter major. Actually, just below the trochanter major, there is a tubercle. So it's going to be inserted over the tubercle that is below the base of the trochanter major. Below, okay, and it inserts just below the insertion of the middle gluteus. Okay, so deep gluteus inserts just below the insertion of the middle gluteus. The action of this muscle is it helps in the abduction of the limb and rotation of the limb inward. So this is the second muscle, part of the second muscle. Second muscle is the gluteus muscle. So in the muscles, gluteal muscle, there are 3 muscles, that is superficial gluteus, middle gluteus, and deep gluteus. But in case of the ox, the superficial gluteus muscle is absent. Only the middle and the deep gluteus muscles are present. Then number 3, you can see here, this is the you can see here, just a minute. Yeah, number 3 is the biceps femoris. The biceps femoris is a large quadrilateral muscle. It is situated behind the gluteus muscle and tensor fascia lata. Simply behind the tensor fascia lata, gluteus muscle, and behind the gluteus and tensor fascia lata, there will be presence of the biceps femoris. Number 3, because this part is covered by the tensor fascia lata, this whole part is covered by the gluteus muscle, and behind the biceps femoris there will be tendinosus. Okay, so the origin of this biceps femoris is from the sacral spine. Okay, you can see here it originates from the sacral spine, sacroischiatic ligament, tuber ischii, and gluteal fascia. Okay, so mainly it originates from the sacral spine and sacroischiatic ligament. I already told you this whole part is called as sacroischiatic ligament. Okay, then the insertion is the lower part of the muscle. Okay, the lower part is of the muscle by a tendon. It inserts to the patella and the tibial crest. You can see here. So here will be the tibial crest and here will be the patella. So the insertion is the patella, tibial crest, and tensor fascia lata. It also going to be merged with some part of the tensor fascia. Yes, tensor fascia lata, and along with the tibial crest and the patella. The action of this muscle is to extend the hind limb, and it also help in abduction and also assist in kicking. Okay, hind limb kicking, it also assists in the hind limb kicking. Then last muscle of the lateral group is the semitendinosus, and this semitendinosus in the serially tensor fascia lata, then gluteus muscle, then there will be biceps femoris, and last muscle is the semitendinosus. So number 4 is the semitendinosus muscle, and it is a very long muscle extending from tuber ischii. Here you will find tuber ischii to the proximal third of, you can see here, proximal third of, if you will divide the tibia into 3 parts, proximal third of medial surface of the tibia. Okay, so this the whole bone is the tibia. The origin is ventral surface of the tuber ischii. You will find ventral surface of the tuber ischii. And the insertion is at the tibial crest. You find tibial crest here. Okay, you will find tibial crest here and tensor fascia lata. Okay, so there are two insertions for the semitendinosus, and this muscle, it helps in the extension of the hip joint and also assists in kicking and propulsion. So these are the four muscles which are serially present in the lateral aspect of the hip joint. That is the tensor fascia lata, then gluteus muscle. So in the gluteus muscle, usually there are three muscles, that is superficial, middle and deep. However, in case of the ox, the superficial gluteus muscle is absent. So only you will find the middle and deep gluteus. Then third muscle is the biceps femoris, and last muscle is the semitendinosus. Then while coming, again I'm telling you, these are the four muscles, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the muscles of the lateral aspect. Now come to muscles of the medial aspect. Today I will cover only lateral and medial aspect muscles. Then remaining part I will cover in the next class. So muscles of the medial aspect, if you will look out, these muscles are usually present in the three layers. So one by one, when you will remove this layer, so suppose you will remove this layer, so there will be presence of these three. When you will remove these three, then there will be presence of these four muscles. So in the first layer, there are two muscles. In the second layer, there are three muscles. And in the third layer, there are four muscles. So you can see here. So first layer consists of the sartorius and the gracilis. When you will remove this sartorius and gracilis, below it, there will be three muscles. That is pectineus, adductor and pectineus, adductor and semimembranosus. So first is sartorius. So sartorius is a long, thin, flat muscle, and it is present over the anterior aspect of the first layer. As you can see here, it is present over the anterior aspect of the first layer, and this gracilis is over the posterior aspect of the first layer. And the origin is by the two heads. You can see here, the origin is by the two heads. So first is from the iliac fascia, and second is from the tendon of the psoas minor muscle. Okay, psoas minor muscle. So you have to recall these terminologies. Okay. Then the insertion, you can see here, the insertion is at the medial straight ligament of the patella. I already told you there are three ligaments. That is the medial ligament, the middle ligament, and the lateral ligament. So when it originates by the two points, that is from the iliac fascia and the tendon of the psoas minor, it follows and it going to be inserts over the medial straight ligament of the patella. Then the action of this muscle is to flex the hind limb and adduct the limb. This is the muscle. The hind limb, it helps in the flexion of the hind limb and adduction of the limb. The second muscle is the gracilis muscle. So gracilis muscle, it is at the origin, it is larger and wider of the two muscles. You can see here, this whole part is of the gracilis muscle. And the origin is from the pelvic symphysis. You know, pelvic symphysis is mainly formed by the fusion of the two pubic bones. Okay, so by the two pubic bones where they usually unite, there is formation of one pubic symphysis, and this pubic symphysis usually originate the gracilis muscle. And the insertion, same as the previous muscle, it going to be inserts over the medial patellar ligament and some part of the medial surface of the tibia also. Okay. And the action, mainly the function of this muscle is to abduction of the limb and tense the fascia of the leg. So these are the two muscles of the first layer. Then very, very important is femoral canal. Now, as you know, this is the sartorius and this is the gracilis. So over you can see here, both these two muscles are separated by a triangular angle or triangle space. This triangle space is called as femoral canal. Very, very important. The space, the triangular space which is present in between the sartorius and gracilis is called as femoral canal. And in between these two muscles in the femoral canal, there is presence of the femoral vessels. Okay, that is femoral artery, femoral vein. Okay, so this is very, very important. Femoral canal is formed in between the sartorius and gracilis, which are the muscles of medial aspect of the hip region in the first layer. Then in the second layer, if you will see, when you will remove the sartorius and gracilis, in the second layer, you will find P, A, and this is not A, P, A, and S. Pectineus, adductor, and semi-membranosus. Okay, so these are the pectineus, adductor, and semi-membranosus. When you will remove the muscle of the first layer, there will be presence of these muscles of the second layer. So you can see here this is the sartorius and this is the gracilis. When you will remove these muscles, you will find three muscles below to it. So these muscles are the again I am telling you, these muscles are the pectineus, adductor, and semi-membranosus. So pectineus muscle, it is a large thick muscle and conical muscle situated under the sartorius and gracilis. Okay, sartorius and gracilis. The origin of this muscle is usually by the ventral surface of the pubis and prepubic tendon. You can see here, this is the ventral surface of the pubis. So it originates from the ventral surface of the pubic and some part of the prepubic tendon, which I will teach you in the when I will go through the pelvis, the organs of the pelvis. Then the insertion is at the medial patellar ligament of the stival joint. As I already told you, there are three ligaments in the patella, that is medial, middle, and lateral ligament. And the action of this muscle is to abduction of the limb, flex the hip, and rotate the femur inwards. So these are the three muscles of just a minute. Yes, so slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
That second muscle is the adductor. So this adductor, as name indicates, it helps in the adduction of the limb. This adductor muscle lies behind the pectineus because these three muscles are serially located as pectineus, then adductor, and there will be semi-membranosus. So this adductor muscle, it originates from the ventral surface of the pubis and ischium. Ventral surface of the pubis and ischium, you can see in the diagram. And the insertion is at the posterior surface of the femur. Okay, it's going to insert over the posterior surface of the femur. And the action of this muscle is to, as name indicates, adductor. So it helps in the adduction of the limb and somehow extend the hip and rotate the femur inwards. Okay. Then third muscle is the semi-membranosus muscle. You can see in this diagram, this is the semi-membranosus muscle, and this muscle is present behind the adductor muscle, and it is very large quadrilateral muscle. Now it originates from the ventral surface of the ischium and the tuberous ischii. Here you will find tuberous ischii and ventral surface of the ischium, because this is the ilium. This is the pubis, this is the ilium. Okay, so it originates from the ventral surface of the ischium and tuberous ischii. Now the insertion of this muscle is by a tendon. It goes to the medial condyle of the femur and tibia. You can see here, this is the medial condyle of the femur, and here medial condyle of the tibia. So the manner will be like this. Okay. Now the action of this muscle is to extend the hip and adduct the limb. Then when you will remove, you can see here, this is the course of the semi-membranosus. So it is going to be insert over the medial aspect of the condyle of the femur and the tibia. Now in the third layer, when you will remove the pectineus, adductor and semimembranosus, you will find 4 muscles that is located near to the obturator foramina, because these muscles are the deeper in the third layer. So there are 4 muscles, that is quadratus femoris, obturator externus, obturator internus and gemellus muscle. Okay. So when you will remove this layer, actually these 4 muscles are not visible in the dissection because these are located very deeply and very they are very small muscles and surrounding the obturator foramina. So first muscle is the quadratus femoris. So it is a narrow short muscle lying under the cover of the origin of adductor and semimembranosus. Means it is present just below the adductor and the semimembranosus, and it originates from the ventral surface of the ischium. Okay, from here you can see, because these muscles are just present near to the obturator foramina. So origin is ventral surface of the ischium, and the insertion is trochanter minor of the femur. As you know, there are 2 trochanter, one is the trochanter major and one is the trochanter minor, and in between these trochanter there is presence of the trochanteric ridge, and the action of this muscle is to extend the hip joint and adduct the thigh region. Then obturator externus, as name indicates, it surrounds the obturator foramina. The origin is from the ventral surface of the ischium. You can see here, the origin is from the ventral surface of the ischium, and pubis around the obturator foramina. You can see here, from here. And the insertion is in common with the obturator internus, because next muscle is obturator internus. So in common with the obturator internus, it goes and inserts to the trochanteric fossa. Trochanteric fossa is just present over the trochanteric ridge. Now the action of this muscle is to adduct the thigh and rotate it outwards. The next muscle is the obturator internus. So obturator internus is extensive and situated on the floor of the pelvic cavity, and mostly it is present behind the obturator foramina, and the origin is same like previous muscle, that is pelvic surface of the ischium and pubis around the obturator foramina, same as previous muscle. And the insertion in common with, as I already told you, in common with the obturator externus, it usually inserts over the trochanteric fossa, and this muscle helps to rotate the femur outwards. You can see here, this is the obturator foramina, and from here there is origin of the obturator externus and the obturator internus muscle. The last muscle, it is very small, thin muscle. It is not visible in the dissection, extending from the ventral surface of the ischium to the trochanteric fossa. So you can see here, this is the, okay, so origin is from the lateral border of the ischium. Okay, these are the lateral border of the ischium, and same as the previous muscle, it going to be inserts over the trochanteric fossa, and the action of this muscle is to rotate the femur outwards. Okay, so these are the muscles of the lateral and medial aspect. Again, I am briefing you in the short. The muscle of the hip region, you can divide, hip and thigh region, you can divide into 3 parts as a muscle of the lateral aspect, muscle of the medial aspect. Over the muscle of the lateral aspect, you will find 4 muscles. And these 4 muscles are usually present in the serial, that is tensor fasciae lata. Then behind tensor fasciae lata, there is gluteus muscle. There are 3 gluteus muscles, that is superficial, middle and deep gluteus. But in case of the ox, superficial gluteus is absent, only the middle and deep gluteus are present. Behind the gluteus muscle, there will be biceps femoris, and behind the biceps femoris, there will be semitendinosus. So these are the 4 muscles over the lateral aspect. In the medial aspect of the hip region, you will find 3 layers. In the first layer, there will be sartorius and gracilis. And the sartorius and gracilis muscle, out of these 2 muscles, the gracilis is large and quadrilateral muscle, and the sartorius and gracilis muscle, they forms a femoral canal from that is present in between the sartorius and gracilis, and this femoral canal mainly bears the femoral vessels. Then in the second layer, when you will remove the sartorius and gracilis, there are three muscles, that is PAS, that is pectineus, adductor and semi-membranosus. Okay. And when you will remove the pars, that is pectineus, adductor and semi-membranosus muscle, you will find third layer, and in the third layer there are four muscles, that is quadratus femoris, obturator externus, obturator internus and gemellus muscle. If you have any doubt, you can ask from me about these muscles. Okay. Anything you want to ask, you can ask from me. Anything you want to ask, please ask. This is completely about the muscles. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Try to read the notes. It is very clearly mentioned there. And if you have any doubt in any class, you can ask from me. You know, when is your examination, second terminal examination? Any idea? Okay, so whenever the dates or you will get information, tell me. I will tell you about the course of the second terminal examination. I will try to give up to muscles. Okay. Yeah, I will tell you later on. No problem. So if you have any doubt, you can ask from me. Anything you want to ask, please ask. No question.
No, sir.
Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.